Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called My Grid Map V2, which is also called the Grid Map After 10 Years. So this map is a modified version of Grid Map, and the basic idea is what would happen if 10 years after Grid Map was made, it was essentially abandoned and nature was left to take over, but then you also had some people who decided, hey, wouldn't it be cool to also make some dirt roads all around the place? And there you go. That's the background story to this map, basically. We're going to try to drive around these dirt roads, which is a little bit easier said than done because this is a little slippery. I'm sliding all over the place, barely not crashing most of the time, though. That's what's impressive. Like, I'm sliding so hard, I would have expected to hit the walls a lot harder, but I just haven't somehow. It's amazing to me. I mean, normally, I would have crashed like that a dozen times. See, that's what I was expecting to happen from the very start, just bouncing off the walls like that. And let's try something dumb. What if we go up and... oh, I'm not a skateboard. I am not a skateboard. I am a truck. I cannot grind the rail. But it was a good effort, actually. Yeah, we popped 3 or 4 of the tires or something. Well, not 4, but it looks like maybe 2 of them are popped. Doesn't stop us. We're going to keep going around this little track right here until we get back to where we started, and then we'll do something else. Come on, truck. I know you're super screwed up and you can barely steer, but there's not much track left here. And oh, of course, this is like the tightest part of the corners right here, right when my truck is so beat up. I don't even need those left wheels. Just give me the ones on the right and I'll be fine here. I know how to use my e-brake to slide this thing. Gotta really slide it though. It is not wanting to make it around there. Okay, straight path, and we're gonna bounce off the wall a little bit. Bounce and keep going. Got another bounce going because I want to go fast. Just a little bounce, and that is a complete loop of the place. And the truck still drives somehow. Well, barely. It was doing perfectly fine until I decided I was going to try to be a skateboard. Once that idea came up, it was all but over for this thing. We're going to just spin around right here. We're going to try to go up that. Now, doing that with a damaged vehicle is probably going to be impossible, but you know what? This truck has given me a valiant effort, so I'll give it a chance. And now its chance is over. Did not last long, did it? We back it out at least to respawn in a nice location. No, we have to actually do this. Oh, that's so weird. You can still hear the skid sounds as I'm doing that. Alright, so I'm going to get one with a little bit more off-road capabilities. So let's go Marauder. We're not going to do one of the full off-roaders or the Pig or something. I think the Marauder should be a good balance here between a vehicle that can just totally kill this and a vehicle that has a little bit more capabilities than the one we were driving earlier. Alright, so here's the hard part. Gotta go up this hill. Once you get up one of them, it looks like it kind of holds you in place. See, the manly way of doing it is doing it the way I'm doing it right here, where you just charge in right in the middle. If you wanted it easier, you would stick to either the left or the right side like this, which I have to do because my truck was struggling just a bit too much. Okay, so right here, you have 2 ways of doing it. The dumb way, which is like, I'm going to try to go right in the middle, and then you get stuck. And then the proper way, which is you choose a side, and then you just charge at that side, hoping everything works out in your favor. Come on, don't slide on me, just get through it. Thank you, truck. And we got another thing right ahead of us, but I don't want to try to attempt that with a damaged truck, so I'm going to just go ahead and line it up a little bit, and then reset it. And then I might back up a little bit right here before we go at it so we get the right amount of speed. And here we go at this one. Pop the tires left and right. Does not matter because we made it across. And then we got like this rock bridge which we could drive across, which is a little bit harder with these flat tires. But I believe in the Marauder and it should be able to make it all the way. Thank you. And then also, if you were too afraid of trying to do that crazy one I just did, you could have also went this direction where you just have some normal looking bumps on the road and stuff. But me, I had to make sure I went the crazy route and I made it. Which, well, you saw, I did. It just really beat up the front of my car. So let's just go ahead and chuck this thing off the edge right here and see if we could destroy it. No, that wasn't enough to destroy it. Oh, but by the way, right here, these are the normal kind of off-roading areas you would have in Grid Map. That's that. So it kind of gives you an idea of where we are in relationship to Grid Map normally. So let's just move on in this direction over here and drive on some of these other roads way out here. I'm going to go ahead and just slam this thing into the rocks right there, see if it'll kill it. There we go. That's how you kill a truck. Now, how does it actually look? Does it look okay? Yeah, I mean, damage-wise, there's really nothing spectacular, but the truck will no longer run. So I'll just bring this truck a little bit back and switch it out for something else. I was debating there for a little bit, but I'm going to go with an Ibishu Pessima rally version just for a little bit here because it makes sense for a few feet of road, and then it makes absolutely no sense for what comes after those few feet. But I believe just maybe this rally Pessima will surprise us and actually make it through it. So like right here, it is in its zone, and that's the few feet of road I was talking about, because after that, we have a rocky tunnel we have to try to drive through, and I might already be stuck. No. We're not stuck yet. That would be ridiculous. Are we stuck now, though? No. That would also be kind of ridiculous. Come on, Ibishu. Alright, now I cannot see anything, so let's put those headlights on, high beams even, just to make it as visible as possible. So now I have a small cone of vision. You can see we are just going through this really rough and rocky terrain, which is ideal for something with a lot of ground clearance and four-wheel drive. We have four-wheel drive, but ground clearance is another story. Now the bridge right there, I got to actually put a little bit of power down, and I shouldn't have braked so hard. I thought I would damage my car going a little too fast right there. We got to get a little bit of momentum through that to actually clear the lip, and then we can go to the finish. I see the light. Come on. Oh no. All right, we're stuck right here, but I think we can make it. We've made it this far. Even though uphill is the hardest part, I think we can do it. We just got to jiggle the car around to get the right location where we could actually get grip with the tires and get some momentum like this. Come on. That looks good. All right, just a few more feet. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't fail on me. I truly cannot believe that worked. Like the Ibishu Covet going through a pretty heavy, rocky off-road area like that, that just sounds stupid, but there you go. It just proved that it is the best car ever by destroying that path. Yeah, there were a few hiccups, but I really could not have asked for a better experience with this car. That was amazing. And now we're going to continue doing what we were doing when we first spawned up the Ibishu Covet, which is driving around the edges of the map. And again, this is the Ibishu Covet's wheelhouse. This is exactly what it likes to do. But I am not driving so hot, especially when I'm almost missing my turn. Oh my goodness. That was bad. Like I made it kind of, but I way overshot it because I was going stupidly fast for something like that because I actually didn't see the corner until it was too late. So right here, this area is part of grid map if you didn't know it, and same with the tunnel. Those are both parts of grid map normally, but they've now been incorporated with some roads that go up to them, where before it was just kind of a section in the grid. And I mentioned that because I don't go to these normally much, because if I want something like that, I would go to a map that has terrain like that. When I go to grid map, I want something that has a lot of flat roads usually. So anyways, out of there, I'm back to going around the map like we were doing earlier. Over there, you can see the tubes that have always been on grid map. They are still present. Kind of look at them a little bit. As far as I can tell, there's nothing changed with the tubes. They look the same on the inside, but what's next to the tubes is new. Over here, we got this rocky terrain, which is gonna be a little bit of a difficulty for this Covet, I think. And that's not a good start. That's even worse. Wow. I think this might be the end for my little Ibishu. It did a very, very good job, but this terrain is just a little too rocky where that minimal ground clearance really hurts it. So we're going to pull this thing back to where we were, and we're going to swap it out for a real truck. Right there should be good enough. And we'll go with a D35 Pig just because I want to be able to breeze through this. Like, I could probably get away with using something with less off-road capabilities and just more ground clearance than the Ibishu, but sometimes overkill is the solution. And right here, you know what? It's nice having overkill. I can just cruise through these rocks and just laugh at them in their faces as they can't even hurt me. Even going about 20 miles per hour, they can't hurt me. Although I feel like I might tip over going that fast, so I will slow it up just a little bit. I think like 15 miles per hour feels pretty safe, although we're still going 20 as I say that. I mean, it's really hard because the speedometer is all over the place because we're bouncing so much. It's hard to see how fast we're really going. Ooh, there was the first thing that actually made kind of an impact noise and not just a suspension groaning noise. That was interesting. Surprised that there was no damage, and it happened again. Still no damage though, and I was really dumb right there. Like, I went head on at that rock in the hardest, most difficult way possible, and the D35 totally bailed me out there. If it wasn't for this vehicle, I would have been stuck right there for sure. So there we go through that, and then we are over here where the crash testing area normally is. Now the pavement has worn away completely, and now you just have dirt roads leading up to it. But otherwise, it seems like all of that's pretty much the same. You even got the same suspension testing stuff there, because the cement they used on this was much more durable than the cement they used on the ground that you normally drive on, or something like that. I don't know. There's no logic behind it other than 10 years, something crazy happened and the rest of the cement's gone, okay? We can't explain how or why, it just happened. And we also have that loop right there, which I could try to do, but I don't think this is the best vehicle for that because of the way its suspension is set up, so I'm not gonna. Instead, we're gonna go over here to this kind of crazy and wacky racetrack. Now, it's not even really a racetrack. I don't know exactly what to call it, but basically it's a road that you can drive a loop around, but it's actually a single path road, if that makes any sense. So like right here, you can loop around there, but otherwise, you're going to drive on this part of the road going both directions. So you'll see what I mean once we get to the other end. You just got to get there, and something's not quite right with this thing's handling, and it's frustrating me. I'm really debating about swapping it out right here, but you know what? Let's just finish it. It wants to do the race course. It's a D35. It always dreamed of being a race car, but it was stuck off-roading. It's finally getting its chance of doing a rally race, and I'm going to let it have its dream, even though it's awful driving. Like, this thing does not feel fun here at all. It's like this thing is big, sloppy, and messy, and sliding all over the place, and super slow. Just all the negatives I could think of when I would want a fast car. But there you go. When you get to the end, you have this little loop, and then you go back the exact same way you came. Which I would do if I had a better car. But since I have a bad car, let's not do that. Let's just say, let's go around the edge. But you'd be driving on that same part. Just a strange kind of course idea. Could be great if you want to see who has a more durable car, because you will definitely have some impacts there. You actually have a little dirt road that connects the two tubes. I didn't mention that earlier when I was mentioning the tubes, but yeah, that's there. So anyways, back over here to the suspension testing. We have, whoa, goodness, this thing is pulling hard to the right. Come on, just make it somehow. Stop pulling to the right. Oh my goodness. This is totally the normal reaction for a vehicle doing a suspension test. By the way, this is the easier way. Like, you could do this test in two ways. The easy way and the hard way. This is the easy way, and I'm already flying off and flipping over and all kinds of stupid nonsense like that. And I cannot keep this thing to the left. I am steering left, and it's just like, no, I'm going to go to the right because I am too damaged to do that. So you know what? Let's just get a car that can actually steer a little bit, because that's frustrating. I'm trying so hard to get this thing straight, and it is just not cooperating with me. See, now that I got one that's fresh and new, it is so much easier to do this. I can go crazy fast, be swerving all over the place a little bit, and I can still make it pretty easy. But like I said, that's the easier way. Well, it's the way you can do it faster. With the D35, both directions are pretty easy, but this one is technically a little harder because of what you're asking the truck to do. Now, when it hits those lips, it actually has to clear them, where before, you were just kind of gliding from one to the next. Now you're actually hitting it and then jumping over it, basically. So, it forces you to go a little bit slower. I mean, we could try to floor it and see what happens here, but I'm afraid if I start going too fast, we'll start popping tires. Apparently not. Somehow, these tires are staying fresh. All the way. No way. Well, starting to lose control, though, because I was going a little too fast for my own good, but I am mightily impressed with this thing. I thought it would struggle a little bit there, but it proved me wrong. It showed me, no, I'm fine, and whoa! That threw me off. That really threw me off. I saw the tire fly off, and I'm like, oh no, I lost my tire. And I'm like, no, wait a minute, my tire's still there. It's the extra tire. I got confused just for a split second, because I didn't think I would have hit it in a way where the extra tire would have flown off, but somehow I did. So right here, we got something that this vehicle is not fun for, especially in the condition it's in right now. So I'm just going to swap to something that's a little more rally-like. Well, you know what? Not even rally-like. Just straight up, we're going to get a rally car for here, because I cannot possibly think of a better vehicle to do this in. So on this one, we have a few jumps in the middle. So you do need a car with some suspension travel. If you have one that has a real stiff and short suspension, well, you'll probably be bottoming out and damaging your suspension as you do this one. And you can exit on either side of this, and this one is a true loop. It's not like the other one where it was really wacky. This is actually like a track you could race on. And if we threw another car in here, I don't know if they'd be able to drive on the dirt road. I never thought about testing that, if the AI could or not, because that might be kind of fun, seeing the AI do this. Let's quickly test that once I complete a lap, and I am like 80 to 90% of the way there, so we'll just be done in a second. There it is. And now I'm going to just go ahead and grab the AI menu and see what happens. Although I think this thing's pulling a little bit to the side, so I'm going to give them a fresh car because I'm that nice of a dude. I'm like, you know what, AI, I want you to be able to complete this. I want to give you all the chances you can. So here's a good car. So let's see. Random. Do they go? Nope, they do not. Because usually that would make them do something. So let's just go ahead and disable that and remove the menu. And probably actually go back to another off-road vehicle for what we're going to be doing. So how about the H-Series H15 Vanster Off-Road? We got to get it in the BeamNG.drive orange. Oh God, what is going on here? I guess I have a normal H-Series here. That was just crazy. I don't think I have ever seen that before. Ever. Like, not even in off-camera kind of stuff. That was new to me, having the car flash colors like that. Like, normally, the car you pick, its color will infuse with whichever car you had before. But never like that, where the game is just like, I don't know what color to choose here. So anyways, we have a suspension testing here, and this is the hardest one on the map. Aside from those crazy ones where you're flying through the air I showed you earlier. Because this one, you actually have to have some strategy involved. Because you have a bunch of just kind of squares of varying height. And you have to find your way through here. And you can't just go straight through it. Or do that. Because that actually broke the drive shaft. Amazing. But you kind of have to go left and right. Because if you go straight through here, you'll have things that are like half the height of your car. And there's no way you're going to be able to get up that. Especially with an H-Series. Like right here, this is a little hard. But there we go. Oh, come on, stop popping your tires. You know, the D-Series never had that problem with the tires popping. H-Series, you are really disappointing me here, especially drive shaft braking. I mean, to be fair, though, this is way more difficult on the car than what I was doing earlier. But still, I expected better of you. So you know what? With that popped tire, it makes it really hard to climb up things because, look, I can't even, like, my tire's stuck in the ground. So I'm going to just go back to the pig. Because the pig is a beautiful, beautiful off-roader. It does its job. H-Series, it works, but it's not beautiful like the pig. Look at that, just right up on it, like suctions up, like I know exactly where to go. It's got that great feel for things. Like up that thing, no problem. I wonder if the default PSI on these tires is much lower than normal, and that's why they're so durable. It would make sense. Never bothered to check it up. Well, they can't be all that durable, and you notice once the tire pops, it's like all of a sudden it's a struggle. Like before, I think the D35 pig would have made it up that. Now with the tires being popped, it's a struggle. Okay, I know it would have made it up this. I am certain it would have made it up that without any struggle, but that popped tire kills you. So I'm just gonna say, hey, new tires. And watch this. Super easy. Like it wasn't even an effort there. So I guess I just gotta go a little bit slower through here and not pop my tires. The problem is I want to get through it fast for you guys. But when you do that, you just keep popping your tires on every lip. Can't be having that either. I think there's a little bit of a consistency to the pattern. Like, it's not totally just random. I think it's random and then you got a pattern. Because I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing over and over. Where I have a thing where I got to climb up a bit right here and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to do this a little bit different, though. We're going to go to the left this time. And this is a high lip. Can we get it? Yes. Oh, no! Too fast again. See, I got excited. Gotta stay calm. When we're near the end, get excited, get hyped, because we're done. We completed that. Now we could go this way, although I want a different car. And my parking brake's on, we just keep sliding. So right here, I could get a rally car, which would make a lot of sense, or I could just be dumb and get like a really slow ETK I-Series. Because I can, really. That's the only reason I'm doing that. It's like, what car would make no sense here? Then let's use that one. I'm pretty sure it'll actually make it through here. Of course, otherwise I wouldn't have chose it, but a rally car, this is what it's made for. Going through some pretty smooth dirt roads like this, that's a rally car's dream. This is never what an ETK dreamed of. Never, ever, ever. And we do have one area I might have a little bit of an issue with. It's right up here. I'm going to go full speed through it like a maniac. I could slow it down and it'll for sure make it, but I could also do that and make it in the most ridiculous way possible. How much can I still drive with this after that? I didn't see any axles braking or anything, so it should be pretty drivable. That's not bad. Still seems like I can control it pretty well. It's driving mostly straight. I am very happy with that outcome. Although, that rear bumper is going to drive me crazy. Like, I'm trying to make it tear off by spinning around like this. It is not happening, though. Come on, rear bumper, get off me. Either way, this is the area I wanted to turn anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that bumper! Get off me, bro! You don't know me like this! How are you even attached? It won't come off. Alright, you know what? I've accepted my fate that the bumper will not come off like that. But it is not going to stay attached either. There we go. I am now happy. Like, that was just going to drive me insane. Alright, so up here we got this thing where I don't know if this car will be able to make it. It's a little jumping section. We'll see what happens here, to be honest with you. Come on! No! Wait. Drive shaft broken. It's over. Alright, we're going to bring it back and get a slightly faster car here. Just because I don't want to try to have to maintain too much momentum through that corner because I have to teleport farther back. So we'll go with an ETK 800. We'll get an 856 TD. Nothing too crazy, but it is the higher end version of it. And then we just drive straight. Nice and easy. Hopefully that's enough room to get enough speed to do that jump. Just barely. Gotta clear the next one. Beautiful. Those were nice and smooth. Couldn't have asked for anything better than that. And then if we continue along this road for a little bit more, we will actually end up back at where we started. Because, I've shown you most of the additions on this map at this point. I mean, there are a few more dirt roads here and there that I haven't taken a look at, but there's nothing spectacular about them that really makes me say, oh, I need to show this in the video. Those are the kind of things you can go and explore on your own. So until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'm going to give you guys an overview of the map from above, and I'll see ya. I take that back. There's one section I forgot about. That is the hole. And because I forgot about it, I had to make sure I made this part extra special. So I got two cars that we're going to shove into the hole, and you'll get to see what the hole is. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on about 8 times slow-mo. And I'm actually going to just move the camera off the truck because this hole, once you kind of get the vehicles in there, the camera angles will suck. So we're going to do it all by hand now. Yeah, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Manual camera angle. So we got the truck pushing them both into the hole beautifully. We'll speed this up a little bit, go about 2 times slower so we can watch the impacts a little bit. And the hole goes on for quite some time, and basically the idea is the cars will hopefully bounce from one side to the next, as you see the Burnside and T-Series are doing. The ETK, he has a little bit of a mind of his own. He's going almost a more direct, well, not almost, he is going a more direct path. Although now the T-Series is doing the same. If you told me the T-Series would have been the first down, I would have said, I don't believe you, because it is so big, you would think it would be bouncing in between the two, but it's not. Yeah, manual camera angle is definitely the best for this, though. You can actually see all the parts coming off, and it's not bouncing all over the place like crazy. It's just a nice, calm angle you can watch it from. Okay, that'll be the real end, now that I've actually shown, as far as I can remember, everything I wanted to. So until next time again, WhyBeAre, see ya!